being able to just say commands into my remote, which is what I find myself doing more and more every day. And the ability to do that without a big control layer. If I want to change buttons, I want to create scenes, I do it on the fly, and just makes things easy.
There doesn't seem to be a lot of fear, right? There's a lot of different control platforms where people need a lot of training, hand-holding, and I don't feel like that's the case with Josh.
It makes it so easy for the homeowners to use and to modify the system to fit their needs as those needs might change.
The app, bar none, is the best app to work with. Again, the ability to balance voice and tactile control and use whatever suits you in the moment is a huge advantage.
I mentioned before my son, who's 11, the Edge remote showed up. He took it out of the box, he powered it up, and he programmed it using the app. And honestly, it took him about 6 minutes and landed in our kitchen. And now it's like a focal point.
So my whole house is Ketra, and being able to control those lights is easy. Within the first day of installation, my wife was able to understand it, and she now has complete control of the house, which is very big.
I think for me and my wife, the fact that you can put alternate names for things in, because, for example, I call them the kitchen cans, she calls them the kitchen overhead. So when she tries to use Josh or tries to use Alexa or Google, it doesn't work right for her because she calls things something different than I do, and I was the one that set those things up.
As a homeowner, I want to talk about it. I want to show people. It elevates the total technology I already have in my house. I didn't have to go out and buy a whole new system. It layered in seamlessly and was fun to do, and it's fun to do more with it.
Customers don't want to read manuals. They don't want to be trained on how to use their home, right? And so that voice ability in the background, whether again, it's through the app or through a microphone, is just a nice additional feature to controlling their home the way that they want to.
I have a trip we're planning to Italy. Friends were coming over. We were going to have an Italy planning party. And I just told Josh to create a scene for some friends coming over to talk about Italy and our trip. And it was awesome. Playing Italian music and turn the lights red, white, and green. And it was pretty cool.
You want it to just work. You want it, accessible. Don't confuse grandma is like one of my rules when all this smart stuff. Like if your grandma comes over, you love grandma, you want her to be able to engage and turn on the TV and turn on the lights without being frustrated. And Josh allows you to do that.
Yeah, no, my 7-year-old, she opens the shades every day. She talks to Josh. She grabs the iPad. Yeah, no, she's a master technician of Josh at this point at 7.
Certainly there's feature sets, feature benefits, ease of programming, its positioning in the market, but I think lately it has to do more about what's going to be coming around the corner, particularly with the leverage of AI and that sort of thing, especially on the software side, whereas an area that Josh, I believe, really separates itself from the herd, and it's based on how the platform was founded and created originally.
The implementation of AI is obviously a big part. The kids even love it.
What do they love?
They love that they can cheat with their math and go up to the Josh touchscreen and ask the question. It'll give them the answer and it'll describe it over the speakers.
I think the AI portion of it gets a little looked over. I mean, it's in the name, so obviously we're good at it. But you can converse with it. You can ask it to do something. You could ask it to do your homework, which is also what my 11-year-old does.
The understanding of how far it's come and the continuous buy-in that Josh as a company continues to develop within their brand and organization, all these dealers can also see a lot of the development that continuously goes in.
Where other control manufacturers might add an integration or two in a quarter, and 6 months, maybe even a year, Josh is expanding exponentially what those integrations are, in every month, every 6 months, every 3 months. So it's, I think the diversity and the flexibility is really the big thing.
What you guys have put together over the last couple of years has truly kind of transformed what automation can be.
Living with a control system is one thing. Living with a control system with AI is completely different.
New things happen, new things come in and out in the technology space all the time, and the ability to adapt Josh without making anything other than programming changes, easy programming changes, is really, really wonderful.
A lot of guys are moving away from bigger control systems, but we typically think of a control system and they just want to do some Sonos or Blue Sound, Lutron, TV, shades. Now you can take that all and easily repeat that process by adding a Josh 1 or a Josh Core. The ability for it to find things and pull them in if those subsystems are put together properly and have that seamlessly come in, we can get to 98, 99% functional system in less than an hour, and a lot of times less than a half hour.
So we can work with what's already there and just add in as needed with very little programming efforts. That's great. We love that.
In comparison to some of the others that are there in the space, when you get into their product, you're locked into their products. Therefore, if one thing changes, you change the whole system. With Josh, you don't have that.
I love the simplicity of it, the ease of installation, and it really being easy to understand for a lot of our dealers that are just coming aboard to integrate with a lot of their other lines and really make it simple and easy to do.
I love the simplicity, and I love the empowerment of the clients to own their system. And I think that the ability for a dealer to deploy these systems quickly, effectively, and spend more time on the user experience at the end of the job versus spending it on programming and putting black boxes into a rack, and empowering the client to live and breathe within their system in their home is my favorite part of Josh. The company cares about the integrators and they care about the clients and the end user experience. So I think the culture empowers everybody to see Josh in a different light and approach it differently than they would with other control platforms, knowing they have the support of the team, the reps, and everything that Josh has created throughout the country. Simplicity, scalability, and reliability are pretty key. They want to be able to install it in all of their projects, not just the one big one they're doing.
So there's, the ability not to roll as many bands, the ability to stay in their offices and continue to do other work while answering service calls if there is any service calls that are needed. The ability to really have that package of software that's continuous for them and their clients.
And then showing the app, showing the interfaces, Edge Remote, things like that. Those are the things that are starting to resonate because a lot of the dealers leave saying, I didn't realize Josh is this now.
It's going to enhance their homeowners' lives. So as soon as they understand that, they like it because they know they'll sell it.
They can sell it in the way that they're not selling a control system. It's this is something that's going to help you control your experience in a way that you've never been able to do before.
Welcome to the 2026 Josh.ai Keynote. We're in beautiful Newport Beach, California at this stunning 12,000 square foot property. We're sitting right across from Inspiration Point, and this is a home that features Josh as the core control platform. I'm Alex Capisolantro, CEO of Josh.ai. This home is not a conceptual mock-up. This isn't a render. This is a real home with real products. This home features Lutron lighting and shades, great distributed audio, Josh Edge, Josh touchscreens, far-field microphones. There's a lot to unpack. We're going to be taking you through this home today, and we're going to be showing you a whole bunch of new stuff in action, not just for me. We have some really great special guests that are going to show you this today. So let's check out the house. Come on inside. For years, we've been promised that the smart home would make our lives better. But if we think about it, homes are still pretty complicated. They're still fairly difficult to operate for most of us. Through the great work of integrators, there's all this wonderful technology, But if we're really being honest, something still feels off. The problem isn't that homes lack technology. It's that technology hasn't historically understood how people actually live in their homes. Most home systems treat setup, control, and automation as three separate things. First, you configure the system, then you learn how to control it, and only after that, if you're patient enough, you try to automate it. That separation is where friction lives. It's why shared spaces can feel awkward, and why guests hesitate when they want to control something. Technology ends up interrupting moments instead of supporting them, and we don't think that's the future that anyone wants. Over 10 years ago, we put AI right in the name of Josh.ai, not because it was trendy, but because we believe that intelligence would be the only way to solve this problem. We believe that a home shouldn't just respond, it should understand. What you're about to see today is the culmination of that belief, refined over a decade of building, learning, and improving. We're here in the living room, which is a shared space that many people occupy. This is where parents, kids, and guests all use the same devices. Often there's no opportunity for instructions or training. And that's where our newest hardware product, Josh Edge, comes in. This is Josh Edge, our simple AI-powered remote. With Josh Edge, you can effortlessly adjust your room, including your lights, music, fireplaces, everything you have. So for example, we have some buttons on the top. If I press the lights button, we see the lights turn off. Press that button again, the lights come back on. You can set this up to control any of the devices without any training that's needed. You can also use our native AI built for the home and ask precisely for what you want. So for example, I could say, turn off the lights for 15 seconds and what's the weather in Newport Beach? See the lights go off?
Just a second. In Newport Beach, it's 83 degrees. Expect a high of 83 degrees and a low of 59 degrees. And you got it. Living room lights are now off for 15 seconds.
Perfect weather, 83 degrees outside. And you can see we turn those lights off for 15 seconds. Voice is powerful, it's natural, and it's immediate. And in so many moments, it's exactly the right interface. But great control doesn't rely on just one way to interact. Let's look at all these buttons. Before starting Josh, I remember the pain of needing to call a professional anytime I wanted any button to do something different. They had to schedule a time to visit, come on site, use proprietary software, and once a change was made, it felt permanent. With Josh, we think it should be much easier to configure whenever you want, reflecting how we actually live in our homes. So I want to show you how easy it is to do that. We've got these various buttons. What if I want to be able to turn the room off by just pressing this little goodnight scene icon? It's sort of a room off icon. That's the 5th button that I have. So I can simply give a voice command and I can say, configure button 5 to turn off the room.
Setting button 5 to turn off the room.
So it just confirmed it's now set. Let's show this in action. I press that button and we see the lights go off, the music turns off, the fireplace, if it's on, would go off, the shades, it basically turns off the room. Control and configuration just became the same thing. Let me turn on the lights really quick just so we're not talking in the dark. This might look obvious or really simple, but no other product in the market is doing this. And it takes the magical blend of AI and years of smart home development to enable such a simple, elegant experience. So what about scenes? Many homes have a good morning or a movie time scene, for example, but those scenes can be tedious to set up and hard to adjust on the fly in traditional systems. Let me show you how our AI can once again modernize living with Josh, so configuring, controlling, and automating all become seamless. Create a scene that gets the house really relaxing and calming. I have some friends over and I just want to make sure that it's like a really peaceful setting that we can all enjoy. So Josh is looking now at what devices we have, what rooms we have, and it's going to go ahead and create that scene for us right here on the fly. So now it's saying the peaceful gathering scene sends a tranquil atmosphere throughout your home. By dimming lights and playing soothing jazz and ambient music, this environment ensures a peaceful, enjoyable setting for you and your friends. Enjoy a serene and calming vibe. So I'm just going to check on my phone really quick to see exactly what it's doing. So at the top of my phone, we've got peaceful gathering, the scene, generates a custom image, And specifically, it's setting the lights to 30% in a bunch of spaces. It's also adjusting lights in the dining room, family room, kitchen, living room, in the lower hallway. It's putting jazz on in the lounge. It's putting on some ambient music downstairs. And then interestingly, if it's after 6 p.m., it's going to turn on the fireplace. And it's also setting the car museum to 2700 Kelvin. So it's adjusting a lot of stuff. Let's give it a try and see how this goes. So we go over to scenes and we run Peaceful Gathering. So with that single prompt, Josh has created this pretty elaborate scene. And as we look around us, it's dimming, it's relaxing. I'm hearing some soothing music come on. We've got some shades dropping as well. This just created a very robust scene in a 12,000 square foot home with just a couple seconds of a prompt. That is amazing. When control, configuration, and automation become one experience like we just showed you, the home stops feeling complicated. It starts feeling effortless. This is a home that intuitively grasps your intentions. It seamlessly adjusts to your lifestyle, and it operates discreetly in the background. Unlike legacy control systems that had to be programmed, configured, and then deployed before anyone can actually live with the system, Josh is meant to grow with you. This is truly a home in harmony. So as you saw, we have some really great stuff in show today. But before we show you more, we have a very special guest here that I'd like to introduce. Jason, share who you are and why you're here with me.
I'm Jason, Custom Connections. We're a Josh dealer out here. We provided all the Josh system in this property, and that's how we got involved.
Cool. So the integrator who's making the magic happen. Tell us about how long have you been involved, and did you do all this in a weekend, or what's the process been?
The process, you know, there's other technologies, Lutron here and some other items. So we kind of sit in the middle of talking to those properties, getting them to function the way we want it to. So that doesn't happen overnight, right? The when's is equally as important as the who in something like this. So we got brought in pretty early back in the rough stages for microphone placement and things like that. So it was a little bit of a process to get here, but the finished product's amazing.
Absolutely. And then I'm very focused as a homeowner on setting up my system. For me, I've got the names with, where the room's named with my name and devices for the things I want. A spec home is a whole different challenge. You don't know who's going to live here. You don't know what they want to call things. You don't know what scenes they want. How do you think of programming when it's a spec home?
Well, the nice thing is that once all the items are brought into Josh, making changes is really easy. So for a spec home, we kind of just ask the developer how they're going to show the property, what they want to highlight, what they don't want to highlight. And you give them one simple or a couple simple commands to set the house in motion. People kind of travel through and enjoy the space. And when they leave, it's one more command to set the house back to the way they want to show it when nobody's here.
Anything else you want people to know about the house and the technology here?
No, just that this is, if you're looking for it, it's probably in this house. They've covered, dotted all their I's, crossed all their T's, and Josh is a perfect fit here because it works so well with all the other technologies.
Excellent. Well, I can't wait to show you more of the house. Let's move on and show you some really cool new features and more of this beautiful, beautiful property.
This space sets the tone for the entire home. It's the central hub of home life, connecting hectic mornings with peaceful evenings, providing both entertainment and relaxation. This is a space where the family starts the day or gathers together in the evening. For such a vital area, the technology has to be flexible, intuitive, and robust enough to support every moment of life. I'm Melissa White, Eastern Territory Sales Manager at Josh. Our industry-leading and award-winning app is something we're known for, providing an exceptional, sophisticated experience that puts your entire home in your hand. We are constantly evolving and enhancing the product, improving the ways Josh can meet you wherever you are. That's why we are thrilled to show off the next iteration of the Josh app. It's our most personalized and elegant design yet. This is AIXOS. AIXOS, your favorites are right where they belong, the home screen. Your favorite devices are right here, front and center. You can add, remove, and arrange them with ease. We see our devices on here. I can very easily find my favorite rooms. I can see all the shades in my room, and I can very easily click on one of the shades, and I can pin it to my favorites or my home page. And when I go back to the home page, I see my living room shades are added to the bottom of my devices. Each member of the household can choose their own favorites to highlight, so their app is custom to them. This is a platform that truly caters to the individual. It's your home, organized the way you think. We also rethought how you move through the app. Navigation now lives at the bottom, easier to reach and faster to use. The floating navigation bar stays with you across more screens, even as you go deeper into the app. One of my favorite features of the nav is the Active Media Hub. This menu gives you instant access to music or video, no matter where you are in the app. You can adjust volume, manage grouping, or skip to the next track. This makes controlling your entertainment experience incredibly easy, but we have more to show you there later. Voice is at the heart of Josh, so we rebuilt the experience from the ground up, making it more accessible, more beautiful, and even easier to use. Control is seamlessly integrated into the nav, keeping you in context, removing distractions. If I'm on the home screen, I can very easily hit the microphone button and ask, "What's the weather?" Short commands feel instant, and longer requests feel just as natural. The weather looks great for a barbecue. What do you think I should make? Like your home, you want control to be organized and free of clutter. Now, when you enter a room in the Josh app, everything is clearer. Devices are organized by category and grouped. You spend less time searching and more time actually using your home. Another great feature in AIXOS is that you can add a live camera feed to any device that you want, so that when you're controlling that device, near or far, you're able to see exactly what's happening and make sure that device is responding. Let's take a look at scenes. We know scenes are extremely valuable. I use scenes for early mornings, late nights, and to watch a game. But they can take time to build, and you might not know what exactly would be helpful. With AIXOS, scene creation is much easier. This update recommends scenes based on your rooms, devices, and what you already use. It's curated for you without taking away the ability to fine-tune. So if we look at the app right from the home screen, I can click on Scenes, and I can go all the way down to Create Scene. It will recommend scenes based on all of those things we talked about. If we go into a recommended scene like Goodnight, I can create that scene, and now I can see that it turns off all the fireplaces, closes all the shades, stops music, locks all the locks, turns off all the TVs, turns off all indoor lights, and turns off all outdoor lights. If the scene is missing something, or I don't want something to happen, like stop music everywhere, I can simply click on the text box and I can take that part of the scene away. So it's 100% customizable or editable. I can name that scene. I can choose responses if I want to. I can run that scene to test it, and then I can save it. And I can put it on my homepage so that it's always accessible whenever I need it. AIXOS isn't just a new app. It's a unified operating system, a foundation designed to live across mobile, touchscreens, and remotes. Here, we have a touchscreen with the same beautiful new updates. You still have all the things you love about touchscreen, but with a cohesive experience when moving between devices. I'm really excited for you to get your hands on this soon. This incredible new step forward for the Josh operating system will be available this spring. Now, let's see how Josh meets every unique lifestyle and space with exciting, personalized control.
So I'm really excited about what Melissa just shared. The new app update is going to be amazing. But I want to shift gears now and talk about what about that experience when you don't want to use an app, you don't want to use a screen, you just want to use a tactile button. And that's where the Josh Edge comes in. We talked briefly earlier about Josh Edge, but I want to do a deep dive. And to help us, we have some friends here. So Kyle, Sarah, will you give a quick introduction about who you guys are and why are you here with me today?
Yeah, Kyle Steele with Global Wave Integration, founder, owner, incorporated back in 2008. Started as a programmer, and this is my wife, Sarah.
Hello, and our lovely dog, Luella.
Very cool. So you said 2008. I mean, that's a long time you've been doing this. What is the trend then? What are you seeing different from when you started to what people are looking for today?
Yeah, probably the worst year in American history to start a company. But when I started as a programmer, it really was like, give me all the bells and whistles in the home, right? Like, I want to show it off to my buddies what's really cool in the home. But now it's all about simplicity and reliability, just ease of use. And that's the stress from our clients today.
Absolutely. And that feedback on wanting simplicity, that's really what led to this product, Josh Edge. So you were sharing a little bit earlier, but maybe share with the group here, this product was made simple, not just to use, but also to set up.
Absolutely. Like, I wish I did an unboxing video when I first got this in our house in our primary suite, and I took it out of the box, just acquired it to the network, and everything just worked. Didn't have to configure or program, and that just blew me away as a programmer.
And I can say as the wife of an integrator that anytime one of these things comes home, you truly never know how much of my time it's going to end up taking up. Am I going to be texting him 24/7 to please take it out? Like, what is going to happen? It was incredible to me how seamless it was, integrating with everything we already had in the home. And the ease of use has just been pretty flawless. So I love that.
Absolutely. So for those who don't know, the top of the remote has these 6 buttons. So by default, you've got a lights button, shades, music, then sort of a good morning or room on, good night or room off, and sort of a TV toggle button. Those buttons will automatically get configured based on what's in the room. So the space we're in here, we've actually done no configuration. If you want to press that lights button, we'll show you guys what it does. So the lights are on and they toggle off. You press it again, they toggle back on. It's that easy. And if you ever forget, what does the button do? You just look, it's the lights button. It's meant to be that simple. What have you guys found you like using in terms of, do you use those buttons at home?
I mean, again, outside the box, I mean, as soon as we took it out, configured it, we have motorized shades, lighting in our bathroom and bedroom with Lutron. And these configurable buttons worked right out of the gate. So lights were turning on and off. I mean, just with the microphone, we have a motion sensor and our dog will trigger it. I can simply say, lights off.
Okay, just work.
There we go.
Very cool. Well, let me show you something really fast. So the remote is meant to look like a TV remote. Some of you who haven't seen the product might think it looks so simple. What's the big deal? The big deal is this can go into any room, control almost any device. And between voice, you've got all of the AI capabilities, but these top 6 buttons can do anything you want. So an example, we can press that power button and the TV is going to turn on here. Again, no configuration for the remote because it's already in the system. TV's turned on, it's going to power on, it's on whatever the last thing was. We'll press the home button, it's going to take us back home. And so you can use this like a normal remote, very simple to do. We'll show you here, you can toggle around, the button clicks feel good. But what if you said, you know, we often like to watch Netflix, we just want to quickly be able to get to Netflix. Well, if we look at this bottom right button, which is our TV button, you guys might not know this, I can voice command and ask it to configure that, and I can ask it to configure a single button or a double button. We're also looking into long taps. So for example, I could say, configure button 6 to open Netflix. So it'll confirm.
Button 6 to open Netflix.
Oh, I was gonna do a double tap, I forgot, but we just said configure button 6. So in this case, press button 6. So if you were doing this in any other system, how would that have gone? Could you have done this like that?
Absolutely not. I mean, when I was a programmer, I mean, we'd factor in an hour and a half per source for programming. And so if you have 4 or 5 sources, you could be there all day configuring the remote. And now we don't have to do any of that, which is incredibly impressive.
So what does this mean for the business of an integrator? Is this gonna take business away from you? Are you scared of this at all?
No, absolutely not. I think it just helps our margins in terms of getting in and getting out. I mean, as an integrator, we hear it all the time from homeowners. Like, we don't want to live with the programmer, right? We're the last ones in on a project. You know, we're tweaking, we're customizing, and eventually the homeowner's like, when are you guys going to finish? we don't want to live in their homes either. So now with this, we don't have to focus so much on the programming. We can simply configure it and be out of the home.
Yep. So Sarah, there's a lot that we did on the hardware, the ergonomics. It's got various features.
Yeah.
I'll share a few in case you guys might not know about some of them. But before I do, what have been some of your favorite things about the product itself?
I stylistically really like this remote. I like that it's just the overall design and the look of it fits into the style of our home a lot better than many of the other remotes that you see on the market. So that for me as a visual person makes a big difference.
And the previous issue with other remotes was battery life.
Yeah.
So now we're no longer talking about days of charge, but
Correct.
months.
For those who don't know, the charging base is a wireless charger, so it just magnetically sits on top and starts charging. And then if you lose the remote, you're not sure where it is, you can go in the app or just give a voice command if you have a Josh microphone and say, find my remote. It'll cause it to blink and beep, helps you find the remote. There's a lot of great stuff in here. Last thing before we wrap, just because I could talk about this for days. Tell me about projects. Have you introduced this to customers or do you have people in mind? And is this more of a fit for the tech-savvy client or the less tech-savvy, or who do you see as the ideal customer for this product?
I mean, the discussions today have really been centered around AI and how that's going to impact the smart home. I look at this remote that's just not, voice control and a remote control, but moving forward as AI advances, this is going to become the gateway to the home interfacing with AI. I mean, it's here. There's no avoiding it. So this is kind of an amazing tool to interface with AI.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I second all of that. I think that, again, it's all about looking at our homes are becoming so much more than they ever were, and we're wanting to incorporate so many things into these spaces. And when we can make the control system be so easily integrated, so easily accessible, I think that's just such an automatic and easy way to elevate your life experience on a whole.
Definitely. So I just want to make it clear. These are friends and integrators. These are not paid actors. Kyle and Sarah are sharing their actual experience. I want you to experience this product for yourself. If you don't have a Josh Edge, get one, test it, play with it, see what it can do. You're going to see we're not just blowing smoke. This product, it just works. And that's the reason that I think it's been so well received.
For sure.
So thank you so much for spending time with us. Really excited to have you here. And with that, I can't wait to show you the next feature here at the Josh Keynote 2026.
As we step down to the lower level, the architecture shifts, and so does the energy. This area is a destination: entertainment, wellness, collection, retreat. It's a beautiful space. Josh Nano microphones are mounted architecturally throughout the space with Lutron keypads for our consistent voice experience. Touchscreens are table mounted at the bar and lounge for instant control dedicated to each space. This entire level is built with both celebration and quiet retreat in mind. I'm Ryan Conley, Director of Sales at Josh.ai, and I'm so excited to show off how Josh powers all of these amazing spaces. Let's start in the lounge area. Music control has always been one of my favorite parts about using Josh, and in a space like this, it really shines. Over the years, we've built an intuitive listening experience working with some of the best audio partners in the industry. In here, we have powerful sound throughout, and with an incredible sound system, you want full control over how you listen and what you listen to. That's why we've enhanced our music experience, pushing it even further. Now with full support for browsing, you can dive deeper into artists, albums, playlists, and more. I'm going to jump on my phone, and within the app, I'm going to search for the Beatles. You'll see that when I'm in the Beatles, I see all their albums as well as their EPs. I can dive into each album and select a track if I want. But maybe I don't want to listen to the Beatles. Let's jump back out. Let's search for classical. And instead, let's choose a playlist that we find. Now that we've found the perfect track or playlist, you're ready to sit back and really enjoy the music. If you want to adjust the volume or maybe skip to the next track, there's no need to dive back into your phone. As we saw earlier, Josh Edge Remote responds to your environment and is now the perfect distraction-free music controller. Let's turn up the volume. In the next room, we have an incredible gym. Again, we have a Lutron keypad with Josh Nano for hands-free control over lights, fans, and AV. And of course, another Edge Remote, which is the perfect device for a hardworking environment like this. With a simple button press, we can get our workout started, adjusting the lights, starting the fan, and turning on ESPN. After a tough workout, we move into the ultimate wellness and relaxation space. This spa is fully equipped with a sauna, steam shower, and discreet lighting for a rejuvenating experience. No ultra-luxury home would be complete without its own home theater, and this home is no different. We're sitting here in our private cinema. Of course, we have a Josh Nano on the wall, along with a Lutron keypad. We're controlling the lights and obviously the audio video inside of this space. So with that, I'm gonna leverage Josh to pick out a movie for us. Okay, Josh, I'd like to watch a movie with my friend. She likes The Notebook and I like Inception. Can you give me one recommendation on Netflix?
Since your friend enjoys The Notebook and you like Inception, a great compromise might be Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Well, let's give it a shot. Okay, Josh, watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind on Netflix and dim the lights to 5%. Returning to the bar, there's a defining architectural element, the glass wall that looks directly into the pool. From this level, the water becomes a living feature. Let's head upstairs and see how control can influence these connected spaces in so many ways. We're back upstairs on the pool deck, just steps away from the main living space. Floor-to-ceiling windows slide open, expanding the great room, perfectly integrating indoor and outdoor spaces. As the space flexes, control should accommodate. That's why we're thrilled to introduce our latest integration that allows these areas to connect even more intimately, pools and spas. With integrations from Jandy and Pentair, Josh brings complete control of your pool or spa into a single system. This new interface makes interacting with your pool or hot tub incredibly easy. Within the app, I can easily scroll through, find my pool or spa, and control everything, including the set points for the pool, even the hot tub itself. So let's crank up the hot tub a little bit so we can jump in later tonight. Also, I'm gonna even turn on the bubbles here in the pool. If I had water features, I could turn those on and even control the lights within the pool, including the color of those lights. This is what it means for Josh to be a standalone control system. Connected devices all working together with the right interface at the right time. An effortless experience is created when your home truly understands how you live in it. And Josh is always ready to support what's next. Let's join Melissa upstairs to explore more ways Josh enables a truly connected home experience.
As we step into the primary suite, the experience becomes more personal. This space was designed as a retreat within the home, a place to wake gradually with the light, to work quietly during the day, or to unwind beside the fire at night. There's a sitting area for reading or watching a show, a workspace integrated into the room, a fireplace that anchors the sleeping space just on the other side of this wall. And on either end, dual bath suites, each complete with their own closet. Josh Nano microphones are placed throughout the suite, so control is always within reach without ever being in the way. You can adjust lighting, music, shades, and climate without interrupting the moment. But let's keep the shades open for now. The view deserves it. Just off the retreat is the first bath suite. Each bathroom has its own Nano, extending the same effortless control into these more private spaces. Okay, Josh, turn on the pendants. In the adjoining closet, we can adjust the lighting to illuminate every detail. When it's time to unwind, we can move into the sleeping area, but still enjoy the breathtaking views. From the bedside, you can adjust everything with a simple command. Okay, Josh, let's relax. The drapes quietly open, the music comes on at a low level, and the space becomes a relaxing atmosphere. And from here, the whole home remains accessible. Josh touchscreen is there to view any of your camera feeds, control lights, or put your house in goodnight mode. I can control the lights. I can see all of the shades in my whole home. I have my scenes accessible right from here, or I can go into each individual camera and see a very clear picture of what's happening. The second ensuite bath has everything you'd expect: soaking tub, shower, dedicated closet, and its own nano for voice control. These two separate environments join as one consistent system. In the primary suite, control becomes more personal. It adapts to daily routine and supports privacy and comfort. And as we leave this space, that same control philosophy continues. Let's move back into the heart of the home to see how Josh carries that experience across multiple rooms.
As we move through this home, you've seen what's possible when architecture and intelligence are designed together from the start. But every home is different. Too often in our industry, hardware defines capability. The day it's installed, it's locked in time. Josh is different. Josh is software defined. The intelligence isn't tied to a single processor or frozen in a box. It continuously evolves through software updates. To give you a sense of what that looks like, I actually have two of our processors here. This is our Josh 1. It's an entry processor for smaller projects like condos and focused retrofits. And this is our Josh Core. This is the processor that powers this house and some of the largest residential projects in North America. What's important is this: the power of Josh lives in the software. Whether it's the 1 or the Core, the intelligence is the same. The scale of the project is just different. New features roll out, integrations expand, and the performance refines. The system you install today gets better tomorrow. Josh also isn't a closed ecosystem. It's built to work with the leading products in the industry, from lighting and shades to audio, climate, door locks, security, and now pools and spas. Every home is a mix of technologies, global brands, specialized solutions, even legacy systems alongside the newest innovations. Josh was built to unify that diversity and not restrict it. Today, Josh works with thousands of models from the best companies. Our goal has never been to create a closed ecosystem. It's to bring together the existing one, elegantly and intelligently, regardless of what's installed behind the scenes. And that ecosystem continues to grow with the new pool and spa integrations, the addition of Chow Mein as a certified driver developer alongside SynDev, and updates including Somfy PoE shades, Shelly Bluetooth sensors, Aprilaire modern thermostats, Deco lighting, and expanded DMX and Dolly support. And on the audio side, updates for Theory, Origin, Autonomic, Sonance, and many more. These are just a few of the newest additions in an already extensive integration portfolio. Each one strengthens your platform, each one increases your flexibility, and each one ensures Josh fits more homes. Homes are a collection of great technologies. Our job isn't to replace them, it's to unify them. We've covered a lot today. Most homes follow the same life cycle. They get programmed, they get handed over, and then they get lived in. Months later, sometimes even years, the homeowner realizes what's missing. The small friction points, the routines that never quite fit, the automations that were possible but never implemented. And most homes never make it to that third stage. Not because the technology isn't capable, but because the system wasn't designed to evolve. With Josh, programming, living, and personalization aren't separate phases. They're one continuous experience. The system isn't frozen the day it's installed. It adapts, it refines, it grows alongside the people inside the home. And as we close today,
I want to return to one simple idea. There is a Josh system for any home. This isn't about one showcase property, it's about a philosophy. Every home deserves harmony. Every project deserves flexibility, and every client deserves a system that evolves with them. Not one that's locked in the day it's programmed, because a home shouldn't just be installed. It should be lived in, refined, and unified. If you're a Josh dealer, please join us for a special post-keynote event where we'll dive into product features, roadmap, and more. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We are committed to continuing to build the best control platform in the industry. If you are new to Josh and interested in having Josh in your home or becoming a dealer, please visit us at our website or email us at sales@josh.ai.